Mm.
And howdy, everyone. Howdy, Landon. Howdy, Landon.
So,
Howdy, Shawnette. Let's see if this. Did I actually mute it on the other one? I don't know. It's not starting. Huh. Oh, well. No wonder nobody's here. Let's see. Oh, there it is. Okay. Yeah, I did mute it. Very interesting. All right. So, how's your guys' week going?
Well,
um, so
no, Landon, you had the most interesting week this week.
no, it's been busy. That's all. I,
Well, you had
I had
surgery.
yeah, I had surgery, and then I think the doctor got a scare for his life because he I don't know how much I want to share on the internet. Their paperwork was wrong. No, he accidentally stabbed himself cleaning up, and they had me listed as going to some clinic for treatment for something like very serious that it just never existed. So
Uh,
he was, I was like, no, man, you're good. No, that's not. But yeah, I went back this morning and got the stitches taken out. I'm not too puffy, so doesn't hurt anymore. But and I'm sure the doctor was relieved that I I don't know what glitch in their computer happened, but
yeah, I totally forgot about that you were getting that done.
yeah,
I
yeah, it
was
was
like,
fun.
Landon's doing well. Look at all the weight he's gaining. Yeah.
Just on that one side though.
On one side, anyway, right?
Yeah, my left side ain't doing too good though. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yep.
How was your week, Lynn?
I don't know. It's kind of stumbling along. Next week will be better.
I've been sleeping awesome because my wife's on
Same.
vacation.
I had a 4-hour nap today for some reason,
Really?
and I slept for 6 hours last night, so I don't even know.
I haven't even needed a nap because I'm like, wow, I'm not tired. I think I'll go to bed about 10. And then I go to bed at 10. And I wake up when I wake up and I'm like, all refreshed. I used to think that was like television stuff, fantasy land. It can actually happen.
It can happen.
Yeah. And I'm not, well, we'll just leave that alone. Okay. So, who wants to read on Sabbath? Yeah, you're kind of cornered now. That,
Right.
that, I jest, but if you do, put it down in the comments below because we're not reading today.
Hmm.
We're just kicking back.
Just hanging out, man.
We're just hanging out, man.
Playing hooky.
Yep. Yeah, we got this. The way we got an A-frame air conditioner, so it goes above your furnace. And because it's inside, they have to run a drain line outside. And the closest wall was the carport. And so we have this big bowl out there that catches the water that drains out of that. So we empty it during the humid monsoon season multiple times a day. And I went out to empty it last night. And I'm like, I feel something very light brushing my arm hair. And I'm like, what is that? And then all of a sudden I see this garden spider doing a bomb drop down onto my arm, thinking, who's in my web? What have I caught? And then it was like, oh no, that's not prey. It's all going back up. It was awesome. So I left it out there.
Can you imagine if we fished like that? Like you throw the line out there and then you feel a tug and you're just like, douche.
Yep. Yeah, it does. It would help you heal quicker.
Yes.
Yep. We almost got JJ to Amish. Yep. So, actually, what was I watching? I watched something like Top 10 Crazy Things the Amish Do.
They pick up houses and move them.
That was in there, yes, doing the barn
That's
moving.
so cool.
But there was film of some dude driving a buggy doing donuts in the snow. It's like, that's probably not real fun for the horse, I'm thinking.
Horse may love it.
Horse might. I don't know.
All right.
Let's go drifting.
Yeah, see if I can get him to drift really far.
Chop acts goofy when it snows. Like he's all giddy and wanting to play in it.
Yeah.
But it never snows here, so.
What's coming out of those low-flying planes there in Louisiana? I don't know. It's a white powdery substance. They're all registered in Venezuela.
Right. Cloud seeding, bro.
Right?
Eating something.
Was it the band, the Reverend Horton Heat? If you've ever heard of them, they got a song called Low Flying Planes. It's worth a listen if you haven't heard it. True story.
What's the name of the band?
The Reverend Horton Heat.
It's a new one on me.
That's just the name of the band pretty much tells you what kind of music you're going to be listening to.
Uh-huh.
Yeah, I think that's where Dr. Seuss inspired Horton Hears a Who.
Is it? That's what I was thinking, Landon. I just didn't want to say it.
Yeah. Well, it's been a good one. Yeah, we've been getting storms pretty regular this week. It's weird because not quite the schedule that the monsoons used to be on when I was a kid, but it's been raining every evening.
Yeah, it's kind of on the schedule here, but just depends on where you live in the city if you're going to get rain or not.
Yep. Yeah, we had the when I was young, it used to be it'd get progressively hotter until about noon, and then it'd just be humid and hot.
Mm-hmm.
And then you'd see the clouds building up over the mountains from like 1 to 2, and then from like 2 to 3, they'd all converge over the city.
Yeah.
And then it'd let loose for half an hour to an hour, and then it'd clear up, and you'd see all the rainbows.
Yeah. Smell good and everything's clean.
Go catch millipedes.
Yeah, play in the gutter because it's
Yep.
a lot of water.
Yep, splashing in the street. Car.
Yeah. Yeah, you want to get splashed. That was pretty muddy.
Only after the chili eating contest.
That's funny.
Well, that's hilarious.
It is. It just made me.
It's like almost everybody when they type LOL online.
Oh.
Oh, LOL.
Yeah, if you don't put the exclamation point behind it, it's LOL.
Right?
So I was texting with a friend and she said how she was so disgusted. And I text her back. I said, "I'm disgusted with you." And then I thought about what I wrote, and I thought, oh, she's, I'm like, oh no, I don't mean like that. I mean, I'm with you.
I am also disgusted.
Yes, that's what I was trying to say, but it did not come out right. And I thought, oh,
Oh yeah.
I don't mean it like that.
See, the good thing about the internet is you can leave it alone and then apologize if they get offended. If it's in person, it's like, oh, that didn't sound good. I'd better start talking a whole lot more to try to cover it up what I said.
Right.
Huh. Somehow I'm making it worse the more I talk.
It's
Gee,
true.
the whole party has stopped now and everyone's staring at me. I don't know why I don't get invited anywhere anymore.
It made me think. I don't know what comedy skit it was. You got to see the guy. It's satire, obviously. But he's like, I'm not sexist. Being sexist is wrong, and being wrong, well, that's for women.
That's good.
Yeah, that's bad. Yeah, I've actually met people in the past, and it's like they'll tell their wife in front of like people at a party, if I want your opinion, I'll give it to you. And it's like
Yes, it's true.
it's like group cringe. Oh man.
Yeah.
I feel like this. No, you don't. You feel this way.
Yeah. Yeah, that's good stuff though. You know, it was much easier when we were allowed to be politically incorrect.
Right. And we all laughed.
Did you see that? Oh, what was that? Oh, I can't quite think of it. It was. Let me see if I can find it real quick because it was. You got to get it right, or it's no good.
Yes. Yeah.
In that this school year, tell your child that if their teacher asks for their pronouns, they are okay, groomer.
Oh,
I don't know how we got a strike today.
Ruh-roh.
I know.
Dun, dun, dun. I never get strikes. Everybody likes kittens.
Kittens. Oh, I meant from YouTube.
That's what I mean.
Google
That's all I put on my. Basically, it's just cats. So.
Right?
Yeah, I've got a video for you. I wish I could share it, but I'm limited to my phone. There's one so relevant. Somebody made a meme with there's a lady that's like, I'm Sandy and my she her pronouns. She's holding a cat the whole like right here. She's like, my she her pronouns are, and she says whatever they are, and immediately the cat's like, doom. And then somebody made a meme where like the cat was like Muslim. It was fun. It's funnier if you see it. I'll send it to you later. But
That is funny though. It's just the thought.
Yeah, yes.
Oh.
two strikes in one video.
The what? The what? Just from one video?
I said 2 strikes in one video.
Yeah.
Oh.
Yep. That's like the old Bugs Bunny cartoons where he throws that slow pitch. There's like all these people standing in a row and they keep swinging at the same ball. You're all, 1, 2, 3, you're out. 1, 2, 3, you're out. 1, 2, 3, you're out.
Just make a new one.
Well, you could do that. Yeah. Anyways. Yeah, it's not funny anymore.
It's not funny.
Yeah.
LOL.
Yeah. Oh my goodness. Or have you ever had one of those funny stories you just have to tell somebody and it's making you laugh so hard and everybody else is just like, which is making you laugh more?
Yeah, or the only reason they laugh with you is because you're laughing so hysterically and they can't help it because you're laughing. But they're really not laughing at your story because it's not that funny. They're just laughing at you because you're laughing.
Oh, yeah. Yeah. Now, one time I picked my brother up to go meet our dad. Dad was always at the same place. I had to eat at the truck stop because that's where the best meals are made, apparently. Anyways, on the way out there, we were arguing over something, and I said, "Well, I'm gonna ask Dad." And then I told him in kind of crude terminology how I was going to ask Dad. And so we're sitting there at breakfast, and Dad was talking about something. I said, "Oh, speaking of that," and as soon as I said that, my brother knew I was talking about the conversation that we had in the truck on the way out there. And he started that laughing where you can't speak, which of course I start giggling. And my dad, our dad, really had no time for humor and nonsense. So he's just sitting there, and it's getting worse, right? Because he's sitting across from us. He's like getting more and more stern. It's like looking back and forth at us. And it was just like, oh, man. Then when I finally got the question out, he's like, "I don't know anything about that." And then on the way back, my brother's like, What do you think? What do you think he thinks when we do stuff like that? That he probably thinks that he sired a couple of idiots.
No.
I don't know.
Yeah, I can think of a few times I looked at my kids and went, "Is that one coming for me?"
Yeah.
Somebody swapped that one out somewhere. Sometimes, I know they swapped my sister out. So.
Oh yeah. So, what's the plans? Did you find a calendar? Lynn?
No, and I'm just going to have to continue on with trying to put one together myself. I'm trying to figure out how to put it together and to where you can just plug in the first day and then all the rest are going to follow. But it's kind of difficult because there's nothing appropriate on the computer that I can work with. So I'm thinking about cutting out little squares and just like laying it all down on the floor and doing it that way. Not exactly sure what I'm having to do it. But can't we just get a simple calendar, That's my question.
I don't get them.
What are you doing right now with your glue gun?
I'm working on an A.
An egg?
An A? Like an A?
Oh, an A. I thought you said egg.
Well, moseying along so I can start painting this thing. If I don't do this every day, the guy's gonna. But she seems pretty patient. I got a commission from a guy that was elected, and he had a campaign flag on the back of his truck, like the way you see people flying American flags or like Trump flags or whatever on the back of their vehicles. When he was campaigning, he had it on the back of his truck, and I saw him at the farmer's market, and I was like, "Hey, you want to make that glow?" And it turns out he did, but I have to, I got to prep it before I can put color on it, and it's a very slow process. So I've been chipping away at it every day.
Well, you'll get it there. You'll get it done. Yeah. Me either, Jason, but I like eggs, so I thought he said egg.
We don't color eggs in this house.
Well, I mean, like, I have a bunch of ceramic eggs. They're all different sizes and colors, and I even have a picture with eggs. It's a big poster picture with eggs, different eggs. And I tried an ostrich egg once.
That was interesting. Seen it. I can't bring myself to not not a big fan of eggs. That's a lot of egg.
It is. You make a whole egg salad with it.
You could make a month's meal with that thing.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Yeah, they are big. And then you got to get through the shell. So, where'd Jonathan go? Look, he asked about the calendar and then he ran away.
Glad giraffes don't make eggs.
It'd be a long drop. Yeah, sorry about that. I got a call from Alaska.
Oh,
I know. That's what you were thinking, huh? That's what happens when I disappear. I talk to
Well,
people from other countries.
well, at least you didn't go to Alaska.
Alaska's in this country.
No, it isn't. It's in a box down at the bottom off the coast of Mexico. I can read a map. Yeah. Yeah. As a matter of fact, it was a cold call. Okay.
Doink, doink, doink.
Okay.
That took me a second, actually. I'll be honest. I was like, yeah. I mean, I assumed, like, yeah, your car's extended warranty. Oh, cold call.
Yep. I guess they're going to go see some glacier this afternoon and then go whale watching.
Oh, awesome.
Which is interesting because I just saw a video of people on this little tiny excursion boat get underswam by a blue whale, which was pretty cool. And it blew its nostril blowhole thing out like right at the edge of the boat. So
That's stinky too.
Yeah, they seem to want to interact, which is interesting.
Mm-hmm.
Well, it has been quite a long while since they were harpooned and chased to death in these waters. So,
Right. I saw a video of a shark the other day that I didn't know they made them that big.
baby
I'm gonna
shark.
be honest. It was just like right. So they were on a rather large. It looked like one of those fishing yachts that like you pay for the. I don't know what you call it. Not an excursion, but like when you go on a fishing trip and you go out into the Gulf or wherever else anyone else goes.
Like a basking shark?
It was so the way the video showed somebody in the boat holding their whatever they were recording with, and you could see the rest of the back end of the boat, and there was a wake being made on pretty calm water. It wasn't real choppy. It was a decent sized wake headed straight for him. You could tell it was an animal, and when it went underneath them, this thing was like the size of an 18-wheeler trailer. I mean, and the boat wasn't small. Like they were way out there. And I'm just like, no, you kind of feel like a squirrel. Yeah. The way that we react that squirrels react to us, like, oof. I just didn't know they made them that big.
It's kind of funny you said that. Yeah. I had a friend who used to go down to Rocky Point, Puerto Peñasco, Mexico, every year, and him and a group of friends would charter a fishing boat.
Charter, that's it.
Yeah, and they would go out into the Sea of Cortez / what is the other name of it? Gulf of California, and fish. And because it's such a narrow body of water, it's like kind of choppy and stuff, but there's a lot of sea life in it.
Mm-hmm.
And so I guess this one year he took this girlfriend of his, and they had a rope with knots on it being dragged behind the boat. The boat was not under power, right? So it's just floating, but it's drifting with the current. So it's going like 3 or 4 miles an hour. So they have this rope there so you don't get left behind or separated from the boat if you are out there swimming. And anyways, he was at the end of this rope with his girlfriend, and she's like trying to keep her head above the water, and like, just stick your head underwater and look around. She's like, no, I don't want to. And so finally he convinces her to stick her head under the water and look around. Well, when you do that, it's like teeming with life, right? And there's stuff alive in the water going. And he said, as soon as she saw that, she like climbed him to get away from the monsters in the water. And then he's like, with the last breath he has, trying to pull himself up to the boat because she's like a cat on his head. Like, no.
Think. What did she think was in there? I mean,
yeah. She
That sounds really romantic.
What was that, Landon?
I said it sounds really romantic.
Yeah. Well, a few things bring you closer than realizing you're bait in someone else's. Yeah. I don't know if you've seen them or not, but there's those videos of those chartered fishing boats in the Gulf where people catch. They're like, oh man, I got this 8-foot tiger shark, and they're reeling in this seems, I guess, a pretty good sized shark. Mm-hmm. And then a grouper comes up and bites everything but the head off of an 8-foot shark. Nah, man, that's something that can go and suck you in. No.
Right?
Thank you.
no.
Yep.
Yeah.
It's like the USS Indianapolis all over again.
Well,
historical and Jaws reference all at once.
there have been 0 shark attacks on the beach.
Well, depends. I mean, sometimes they come up pretty far.
No, that's true. But every once in a while, you'll hear about a cougar attack on the beach. You want to avoid those too.
Right.
Anyways, I was arguing with a dude I went to high school with, and he was like, he said, dude, nothing's scarier than a great white shark. Nothing is scarier than a great white shark. I said, do you know what a saltwater crocodile is? He says, dude, great whites get like 20 feet. I said, saltwater crocs get like 20 plus feet. Not only that, they can chase you up onto land. And they don't run until they're serious about it. They can, I don't know how fast they can sprint, but they can move faster than I can.
Yeah, they can outrun us. And they're nasty mean. They got nasty attitude.
Crocodiles. Yep.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know. I think they're just misunderstood.
Yeah. You got one from All Dogs Go to Heaven. He was all right.
No.
Well, let's bring it full circle. I've seen videos of cats attacking alligators. And the alligators, no, man, I'm out of here.
Well, I saw that cat going after that coyote the other day, so.
It's all good.
Well, as long as you can keep them from opening their mouths with the alligator or crocodile, you're good. Because they can't do this as easily as they can do that.
Right. Well, there was a documentary I saw where this old lady got attacked by a saltwater croc. All the family was camping. And you know how they do those interviews of families where they're like going back and forth between the family members. And she said this big old saltwater croc climbed in my tent and it grabbed me by my head. And then it flashes to her son and he's like, we were hitting it and we broke the broomstick over it and it wouldn't let go. Said, so I figured I'll just shove my thumb in his eyeball. And then it flashes back to grandma and she's all, he really bit down hard then. It's like, wow, man. but you're here, so apparently it didn't pop your skull.
Right.
Wow.
Yeah. I used to like those. Remember those Foster beer commercials? Where like the dude would get crushed with a 12-foot rock. He'd go, ouch. And then it's all cry baby. Yeah. How to speak Australian.
When they say Foster's for beer, something like that.
Yeah.
Australian for beer. The bitter beer ones were my favorite.
The bitters.
Well, the bitter beer commercials, the way they marketed it, they would show someone relatively young and they would take a sip. And when the can came down, it was an older person without any teeth. So they had so much extra cheek and they'd be like, but I had a buddy that could do that because he had dentures. And it's just funny.
Yes, it is. Yes, it is. So,
Right, Shawnette. It's not funny, but it is.
what can you do? My buddy was telling me he was watching this thing on Africa. Yeah, and they kept talking about this one guy. Well, where is this guy? Where is this legendary dude? And they're all, well, he was crossing the lake in his dinghy and he got killed by a hippo. And his friends were like, well, that's life. And then it's like, huh. I don't know, man. That sharks, crocodiles, that's pretty bad. But when you got something that has 4 teeth like that big, it can unhinge its jaw and go wham.
Right?
Hippos, that's pretty
hungry
bad.
hippo.
That would not be fun. Yeah, it's like bigger than a
bus, and they walk around on the bottom of the water, the bottom of the lake or stream or whatever. You don't even know they're there.
well, and then they with their teeth, they're like solid, but they're like way bigger than carrots. I would not want to get bit by one.
Are they not tusks? Are they not like
I
have
don't
you ever seen like a wild boar? Because they grow the same way. And wild boar, it's like it's
Right.
fingernail.
Well, they got them in the top and bottom.
Right.
I don't know if they're like tusks though. I don't know if they continually grow.
Right.
What was it? Was it Pablo Escobar that made a moat around his compound in Colombia and filled it with hippos? And then when they arrested him, the hippos got into the wild. So there's like this hippo population in South America now. I forget how big it is. It's not huge, but it's kind of funny.
Would that be the top predator now?
That
I mean,
I don't. Well, I don't think
relatively
it's a predator.
speaking.
Yeah, crushed watermelon's pretty impressive. They used to have hippos at the zoo in Tucson, but when they started expanding to natural habitats and stuff, I don't think they're there anymore.
It's kind of hard to see a hippo in its natural habitat.
Right?
Got those 2 nostrils poking up.
I don't know.
Trying to think if they have the hippos at the Wildlife World Zoo, but they have that rhino.
Right?
And the giraffes do get out a lot. They push that fence down with their chests and
Up across from Camp 30.
Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's like a wildlife safari thing.
Yeah. Well, they've done a pretty good job of giving the animals a good environment, large amount of space and things to do.
You know, I still can't help but wonder what those African animals think when it starts snowing. Like,
Well, it snows on Kilimanjaro, but I don't think they ever go up there.
yeah, there's nothing to eat up there.
Right.
Who's going to feed you watermelons on Kilimanjaro?
Right.
Yeah. I don't know.
I want to see them fight. Well,
They had a
do like
giraffe. Oh, with the giraffes when they do their head whip.
Right. Like someone should narrate that. That's quite entertaining because they look ridiculous.
Right? Probably feel ridiculous if you got hit by one too. What was that? Oh yeah, they had a giraffe at the Tucson Zoo die like 2 or 3 years ago because some new, I think what it was is some new intern. They told them, oh, just go feed them all those tree trimmings, and they didn't realize that there was like oleander in it, and they ended up killing one of the giraffes.
Mm.
Oh,
That you didn't hear about that? I thought that was national news.
I didn't. Well, I don't watch the news or anything either.
Well, me either.
Does it choke them?
No, it's
I don't know.
oleander.
Oleander is poisonous.
Poison.
There's something in it that's toxic.
Blindness is one of the. I think blindness, but yeah, you throw up and then you die.
You go blind, throw up, and then you die.
Something like that.
Boy, that really burns the nose. Can you see the tissues? Okay. So, anyways, all right, let's let these people get back to their families, shall we? And then we can continue. Okay. Everybody, thanks for showing up. If you like doing this, like, share, subscribe, and we might do it again in another year or so. Or next week. We never know.
You never know.
All right. Well, thanks for joining me, Landon. Thanks for joining me, Landon. Everybody, if you want to join, put it down in the comments. Love you all. We'll talk to you later.
Yep.
Watch out for saltwater crocs. Bye.
And cougars.